Hey guys, it's Monday morning, the week of the Singapore Grand Prix. I just landed from New York, straight from the airport, 6 a.m. landed here. I'm here before a lot of the people already. I got my pass, which is actually a working experience pass because I don't actually have one of my own. We're gonna go, I've got some meetings, so why don't you follow me? Oh, it's been renovated, is it? My boss's office is there and he's moved or left the team. Where is everyone? Morning. So we're going right now to, we call it RSR. This is where all of our engineers that are particularly at the race with us, there's a couple of them that don't come to the race, but a lot of them are at the race with us. And this is where, also when we're at the race, there's guys obviously at the track who are working on strategy and everything. But back here, we have guys here, whatever time it is in the morning, they're here working alongside us there. So when I also do the debriefs at the racetrack, there's a big team of people here who are also in tune with everything that I'm commenting on setup wise. They're also doing all the work on strategy, so it's a big team altogether. So I'm just gonna say good morning to everyone before we do our other meeting. Good morning.
Good morning, Liz.
You are? Morning.
Hello.
Morning. Good morning. You are? Seen you already, but morning. Morning. Okay. Yeah, you good? How well, you?
Yeah, really well.
Okay, good. Good morning. You guys ready for Singapore? Then just over here, that's where all the other big engineers are. Look at all that sea of people. This is all the guys that are designing the car. So there's a huge amount of brain power there designing the car for next year, working on improving this current car. And the guys in this room generally to make sure we extract everything from the car that we have. Morning, everyone. Where's the sweet jar? You have some of that? It's empty?
Yeah.
These guys usually have sweets for me. I usually step out of my meeting and come and steal some sweets, but...
Get them running.
Yeah. So this is Bono. Bono's been an engineer for 5 years, and we've got Ricky here. And basically every week I come in and see the guys. So the job is really to cover all the bases, understand what we did in the last race, the last couple of races, analyze what we have done in the previous years for the next race, and it's all about prep basically for Singapore. So understand how we're going to hit the ground running. So we've really worked on a great process that we've been implementing for the last couple of years of how we work, so that we arrive on Thursday morning and on Friday when we get in the car, and you just hit the ground running. That's the plan, because you don't have a lot of time. Even though you have practice 1 and practice 2, there's actually not a lot of time. So you've got to make sure you've got the car where you need it from as early on as possible. And yeah, so it's tire strategy, fueling, lifting, coasting, understanding how to look after the tires. Yeah, covering all the bases basically. So it's actually really fun, and kind of when you have a week away from racing, this is the pump day. It's like gets you motivated for the weekend, because you're like, the guys have understood everything. This is what we're gonna do, and this is how we're gonna do it. And then I got to bring my A game. So. Okay, so had a great morning of meetings, and now this is the canteen area. This is where we've got great food, and that's where everyone kind of convenes and gets together and has a bit of relax. So we're gonna have some lunch. So we just had lunch, and there's a few things I need to, that I've come to sign. Basically there's so many requests for things to be signed within the factory, and so bit by bit as I come in, they drip feed it to me, and I try and take a few minutes to sign some stuff for the family members of the people that work here. So last week I was really fortunate. I got to go and do a test in Paul Ricard. So you can imagine the guys are working so hard to take down, after 2 strong and intense weeks, the guys are tearing the car apart to be able to bring it back to the factory, rebuild it in order to ship it out to Singapore, whilst we have another group of guys that are working extremely hard to get the car ready for the Paul Ricard test. And we got through the tests nicely. I mean, Paul Ricard was a beautiful place.
I'm Marcus, I'm a performance engineer. I would say it definitely ranks up there, top 3 busiest few weeks I've ever had. It's just been hectic, non-stop, 3 weeks since we come back from the summer shutdown, and I've only had 2 days off in those 3 weeks. So we left Monza straight after the race on Sunday night, flew home, got back late, early Monday morning, straight into work, 8:30 for engineering debrief and meetings, analysis of Monza race, and then Tuesday morning packed and straight out to Paul Ricard for the tyre testing. It's pretty hectic because we've got all the normal analysis that you would do between Monday and Thursday post-race. You've got to still try and fit that in, plus you're also trying to fit in the engineering of 2 drivers doing 600 kilometres per day, setting up of the car around a circuit that you've not driven, and all the logistics that comes with that. This is the test car, so this is the car that we used at Paul Ricard, and we've used it for testing at Barcelona and Budapest previously. So this will be used now for some R&D testing, and maybe feature later in the year in Abu Dhabi when we test there. And now we're going off to Singapore again.
So you can imagine there's quite a lot of people that have to fly around and travel around from country to country. So we've got a team of people, a travel team, who works so tirelessly, just making sure that everyone's always booked into their hotels. You can imagine moving almost 100 people around from race to race must be insane. So this is what these guys have been up to.
My name is Joanna and I'm the Assistant Travel Manager. We have 6 people in the travel office, and we arrange all the travel for the whole of the team, primarily looking after the race team travel. Singapore is quite a big Grand Prix for us to organise. Hotel contracts were booked last year, flights were secured beginning of this year for the team, and then it all comes together within the last 2 months before the event. So the set of team have already arrived in Singapore today, and we have another group going this evening and tomorrow evening as well. We have Stacey on the ground this year, and she's helping with the logistics for the race team. There's always changes, constant changes for every race. Everybody has different needs, so we have to change according to the different meetings that come in over the race weekend that people may have to attend. So we will be all constantly changing throughout the race weekend.
Okay, so my day is actually, it's quite a short day today here, but so I landed this morning at 6 a.m. From New York, and straight up here to the factory, got through our meetings, and now I'm flying to Frankfurt for the release of the new super hyper car tomorrow. It's the first time I get to see it, so excited for that. And I think tonight we have some business meeting with at Mercedes. And then I'll fly back tomorrow afternoon, training, and then get on the flight to Singapore. So keep your fingers crossed.